Today's episode is all about pad work. Our previous pad work video was to help the person holding the pads get better at this type of training. Today's video is to help the puncher. There's a lot of common mistakes you see people make when they're punching into the pads, and these tips we have for you today will help you improve your pad running and give you a better workout, so stay tuned. Okay guys, I have Teresa here, our club manager, to help demonstrate some of the mistakes and the fixes for problems that people have in their pad work. So the first thing we're going to demonstrate is the problem of pushing your punches when you're running pads. So what the puncher will do instead of snapping her punch is push it and kind of almost push the pad runner back. So she's going to push the punch, and it kind of is a solid, like sticking. You can still hear a little bit of a snap, but she's sticking the punch on the pad and not snapping it and pulling it off. So what you want to do here is as soon as you make contact with the pad, you're turning that punch over and whipping it right back. So instead of pushing, this is what snapping will look like. Good, so you can see as she makes contact with that pad, it comes right back. She's not trying to drive through. A similar mistake that we see related to this one is people follow through on their punch. So once they make contact with the pad, they keep throwing. More like someone would throw a ball. So what follow through looks like is she's going to throw and then still come past the pad. And you'll see it kind of throws her off balance here. When you make contact, again, you want to retract and pull it back. So when she pulls the punch back, you'll see it comes right back to her face. So after she punches, makes contact, pulls it back. Okay, so another thing we see people do wrong is they're not aiming at the right place. So a lot of times pad runners will tend to hold the pads a little bit wide, which is not necessarily a problem as long as they're feeding them to the center. But what the puncher will often do then is that they see the pads held wide, they'll aim way over to the side. So now they're training themselves to punch very far across their body versus the center where the target is. So I'm going to Teresa do it wrong first. So she's going to try to aim where the pad is as I move it. And you'll see she can't really make contact, and she's aiming almost at my shoulder. What she needs to do instead is aim at the center. Even if the pad is not right there to begin with, as a pad runner, the catcher, I'm going to move the pad in. So even though the pad is a little bit more off to the side, as she punches, I'm coming to the center to meet her. So she needs to aim in the center. So when this is done right, when she throws her jab, we're now in the center. So we're going to do this with jab cross now. So she's aiming right in the center versus out wide, where she might come too far and maybe miss the pad. Whereas a pad runner, I'm going to have to hold my pads really wide. Okay, so another mistake we see people do is they stand way too close. Now this is a common mistake at pads or at the heavy bag. A lot of people are not quite familiar with the range and how long their arms are. So what will happen when they run pads is they'll be really close to each other and have these like little tiny T-Rex punches. This is also not accounting for the fact that the pad runner is going to extend their arm away from their body to meet the puncher's punch. So you need to back up a little bit. If we go slow motion, I just have her put her punch on the pad, you can see how far we are away from each other. Now I tend to run pads a little bit further away from me than some people do. Some people may stand closer, but the idea is the puncher needs to be far enough away that she can get full extension on her punch. So we're going to do this slowly with just the jab cross properly with the right range. And you can see now, Teresa can get her arms all the way fully extended and take advantage of her reach. The final mistake we see people make is they stay planted and glued to the floor, whatever position they're in, and they never move from that position or move their feet when they're throwing a punching combination. Now, if you're staying static and just practicing a very basic skill and you're not ready to do footwork, that's okay, but ideally you want to start moving. So what this looks like when you're doing it wrong is she's actually going to be leaning because she can't reach me. So we're in our proper range here, but then when she punches, she's got to kind of reach. If this is like throwing off balance, she's not going to be able to pivot or do any kind of even very basic footwork. We want to get our punchers moving around. So we're going to throw jab cross, and now she's going to step in to kind of close the gap and be lighter on her feet. So she's going to step in, throw her jab cross. We're going to move around a little bit. She's going to throw. Good. Again. And now you see she's adding footwork, which is enhancing her workout, and she's staying lighter on her feet, which is going to help her throw multiple combinations more fluidly. Pad work is a great way to enhance your boxing training and improve your skills. A lot of times in the beginning, people don't like pad work because they feel uncoordinated and clumsy. They're worried that they're going to mess up their partner. And it's harder to hide your mistakes because it takes more precision than a big heavy bag where the target is huge. But be patient with it, guys. You'll get it. If you integrate some of these fixes and skills we taught you today, I promise your pad work will improve, and you'll find that your boxing workout will become more challenging and more fun, and you'll feel more like a real boxer. If you liked today's video, be sure to give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay tuned for all the videos we have coming up. And if you like our shirts or the one that Teresa had on in the video, stop by our online store, check them out. We have free shipping everywhere in the US. So we will see you guys soon in another episode of Knockout TV.